So today, guys, I'm filming my Beatles collections, and these are the vinyls. These are the vinyl records, and I want to show you guys some of my Beatles collections. Even down here, I have more Beatles. So let's start over here, guys, from the album Let It Be, the early the Beatles box set, the Abbey Road, the Beatles love songs, the Beatles six, the world's most popular foursome, the Beatles back in 1965. And over here, guys, I bought this because I like this Beatles frame that it's hard to find. As you can see, it's black and white, and it's still in a good condition. And I bought it for a low price. And over here, guys, I want to show you guys some of these records that I have. The Beatles Yellow Submarine, and this are the Revolver. And over here we have the 65, the Beatles in 1965. It's a very old album that you can never find just like that. And I have this live Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. That's live. And I have this Beatles from 1962 to 1966. These are collections from many years. Yeah. And over here, guys, I have this Abbey Road. I got two albums that I bought. I don't know why I bought it. And this one here, the Beatles, A Hard Day's Night. And we have this, the Rubber Soul, okay? And over here we have the Beatles back in 1967 to 1970. I wasn't even born yet. Very, very old albums. And this one here is my box set. And over here, Let It Be. And up here, we have this Rubber Soul. And over here, we have the Beatles. Yeah, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts. And here, guys, I want to show you guys, let's move this. I want to show you guys this John Lennon collections I have here. And these are very nice. Yeah, as you see, I have different records inside. Yeah. So, I bought this empty box, and I put all my John Lennon records here, as you can see here. Yeah, let's put it down here so you can see these records, different albums from John Lennon. And some more here. This one is John Lennon Collections. Okay. And we have this one here. And I have this one. Okay. So you can see, guys, I have lots of John Lennon here. Right here. And have some more. This one, I believe it's this one is Paul McCartney from. This one was recorded in Russia. Yeah, so I just added up in there. Yeah, and we have more here. These are rare, guys. This is not easy to find nowadays, as you can see. Yeah, so I am a big fan of John Lennon alone, and some Beatles. I am a fan. So these are my John Lennon collections here that I put it in that box that I bought. So this wasn't the original. Those albums that you see in there, it's not the one that is supposed to be inside of this box set. Yeah. So let me talk about the Beatles, because the Beatles has an awesome bands back in the day, and they are really popular, and a lot of people love Beatles, and everybody has collections of Beatles and John Lennon, and oh, by the way, guys, let me tell you guys that I went to John Lennon's place where he was shot and killed, and in front of that condos that he was living there. And I went to the park. When you see the logo, imagine this is in New York, and I can never believe, I'm standing in front of where that place where he was shot. The phone booth was there until now, and the place is still open. People lives there, and there's security guards in front of the gate. And I can never imagine, like, when I was a kid, I thought I was just, this is just a dream, because you were just a kid, and then I always dreamed, like, man, one day I saw the place in the book and in the magazine where he used to live, and the story of John Lennon and other stuff, and I said, man, I wish one day I will see that place where he used to live, because when I grew up, guys, he was already gone. I was young, and I believe I was only in high school. Yeah. And then now one day I went to New York and find that place where he was shot and killed, and I'm really standing there, and I was like, holy moly, so when you're standing in front of his hotel, and you will feel that goosebumps, and you will look inside of that gate where he was shot, and where that bad guy, where he was standing waiting for him in that corner, and I saw that corner where this guy was standing, and I used my imagination, and then when John Lennon passed by, and then he turned around and followed him and shot him in the back several times, and it's just amazing. I mean, not amazing. It's just it's just sad. Like, when you think of what happened and you use your imagination, and he was shot there, and then he just dropped there. It's just crazy. It's like you will have goosebumps, and your mind was just whoa. John Lennon, he was a brilliant singer, and he was awesome performer, and everybody likes, not everybody, but a lot of people likes Beatles, and like John Lennon. So everybody has records, and those people that they they um, they like John Lennon. So we all do collect. Yeah, we all do collect his records and all his Beatles stuff, and it's just crazy. Like sometimes I listen to records, my Beatles records, and man, and now he was gone, and then the other member was gone, and Paul McCartney is still around, and I believe the other guy, and this Beatles guys is just you know amazing band, and they're very talented, and they are legends, and it's just crazy. John Lennon was I believe he has a woman before, or maybe I didn't really read his article about his first woman. Maybe they were married before he met Yoko, and I don't know really what happened if Yoko, you know, interfere their first relationships with a woman. If I'm mistaken, or maybe they separated first, and then he met Yoko, and then probably you guys know what really happened. I have to watch the documentary about Yoko and his relationships. Yeah, but Beatles guys, it's just very popular back in the day, just like Elvis Presley. Yeah. So these are not all the all the album of the Beatles, but these are some of their albums that I have, but I don't think I have all their records. Yeah. So they do have a lot of popular songs, and they are popular back in the day. Um, they are just amazing, and John Lennon was. He has a lot of stories about his life, about just not being on a performer, and on the other side, he was in the you know um, he was the part of the reality um, with the government, and you know um, about he made some songs, he created some songs about what's happening in reality out there. Um, John Lennon was he was popular, when he was kind of like doing his solo, and then he met Yoko, and then they start creating about the you know um, about what's really happening out there, um, about the government and all this politics and all that stuff. And John Lennon got involved with all that stuff, and they are just popular. They are just known. They are just they were in front of in front of the cover of a magazine, and so was Yoko. And he was doing. John Lennon wasn't just a member of the Beatles. He was doing his solo, and then he was doing his. He was he was. I don't know, he was very popular because he got really involved to all these politicians, all this politics, and he was just. It's a long story, guys. It's a long story. I mean, if you watch the documentary, you can really see and understand about John Lennon's life, and so he becomes really popular, not only from the Beatles, but his name, and then his with Yoko, and then with this son. So they got so they were in front of the media. I mean, they were so you know um, like popular about a lot of things about about politics and what's happening in the world and in the United States and in Europe, in their own country, in Britain, or they were just very, very popular, and everybody's talking about him, John Lennon. And on the other hand, on the Beatles, about their albums, and he was, man. And then there's one point that John Lennon, he got over his head. He started thinking about he's better than the God, and he's popular than God, stuff like that. So um, he got really, whoa, start getting so you know um, over his head, that he's better than God or something. And it's just too much stories about John Lennon and the Beatles and their albums and all that stuff. Yeah, so long, long stories, guys. But if you really want to know, you can always watch on YouTube about Beatles documentary. But anyways, these are some of my collections about the Beatles albums, and I just want to share with you guys because these are vintage and not easy to find. So let me put it all together, and you can see. Yep, you can see when you put it all together, you will see like that bunch of albums here. You just keep adding up, and and some more here. So yeah, so you can see how many albums I have here, and it's just crazy. So I'm just putting all together. Yeah, so you can see. So when there are, when you put them, like those albums, when you put them all in a different, areas, and it looks like it's not a lot, but once you put them all together, it becomes a lot, So it's just, yeah. See, look at that, guys. So it's a lot of Beatles, but these are not all the Beatles vinyl records. There's more out there, and I don't have it. Yeah, but I just want to share with you guys my Beatles collections vinyl records and my Beatles frame here that I bought. Yeah, and that's it, folks. So just another video from my Beatles collections, and I just want to share it to you guys. So that's it, folks, and yeah, I will see you again in the next video, and hit the subscribers and hit all, and you will get a notification every time I upload a new video straight to your YouTube channel. So guys, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you again next time. So for now, I say bye-bye.